Hey, what's up everyone? Today I'm listing off my top 5 favourite tracks on MX bikes. These are my personal favourite tracks that I always keep coming back to over and over again to play this game and just enjoy and have fun. So let's get into it. Coming in at number 5 is Area 51. Now this is a hard one for me because I actually really do enjoy this track. It's one of the tracks that I first started playing when I got MX bikes. When I wanted to learn how to rail ruts and go fast through braking bumps and stuff like that. So this is a really good track. It's got an insanely good flow. Once you figure out the ruts and figure out how to not be hard on the throttle around the corners and keep a smooth, consistent flow, this track is unbelievable. It's also got a lot of really good jumps. Mainly the ruts are probably my favourite part of this track. It's got a little bit of elevation, not too much, it's not too hard. But it's probably not a track that I would be riding as a beginner on this game, but it's definitely one of my favourite tracks. That's why it's in my top 5. Coming in at number 4 is Farm 14. You can't really have an MX Bikes track list without having Farm 14 in it. I think it's a pretty well liked track by everybody in the community, and there's a reason for that. It's actually unreal. It's got a really good flow. Even just the colours of the track are really nice to look at. There's a plane in the sky flying around, which is also pretty nice. But it's pretty user-friendly. It's a great track for beginners when you're learning to play MX bikes. There's not that many ruts, there's not really a huge elevation. And the jumps are really flowy. You can learn to throw some pretty big whips and scrubs and just have fun. And it's a really good one to race with everybody online as well, so that is why it's in at number 4. It probably could have been up a little bit higher on my list, but honestly I'm a little bit weird. Might be because of the too many knocks to the head. You'll just have to wait and see what my number 1 spot is. Coming in at number 3 is Walnut. This track is probably on the top of many people's lists, as it is probably one of the easiest tracks in the game to play. I mean, you do have to land your jumps correctly, I guess, on a few of the jumps, otherwise you will crash. But other than that, there's not really too many ruts, and it's pretty easy for beginners to pick up and go fast on. You can join a server that's on this track, and a lot of people are getting around it with a decent speed. It is honestly one of the best tracks in the game. Visually looks really nice. There's not a whole lot going on, but it's just really fun. You can get a really good flow going and throw some big whips and hit corners with a lot of speed. That's pretty much what this track's all about, and I think that's why everyone likes it so much. But it is one of the funnest tracks in this game. You can literally just hold it flat out and, you know, not crash as much as other tracks, that's for sure. In at number 2, we've got Broken Spoke MX. This track is sick. This track is one of the tracks that I first started playing when I got the game. I got a heap of my mates and we all seshed this track a ridiculous amount of times, trying to beat each other's lap times, and it was just so much fun. There's not a lot of ruts and stuff, tiny little bit of elevation. It's a very beginner friendly track, but it's also a track that, now that I've gotten better at the game, I keep coming back and play this track nearly every day that I play the game, which is not that much recently, but I still do love this track. It looks great, it's really fast, you don't crash that often, and it's just, you know, you can just zone out and click off laps and just have fun playing the game, which is what it's all about, really. I highly recommend that you get a heap of your friends and try and make a server, join a server, whatever, and play this track together. It's just a whole lot of fun, and it flows ridiculously good. So here we go, on to number 1. Here we are, my number 1 track is Sasquatch Mx. This track has the most flow out of every single track in the game. It's pretty user friendly, I would say. Like, you could get used to it as a beginner, but it's also a bit of a challenge, which is why I like it, you know, jumping jumps and trying to pull up tight for corners and make the insides, and you know, you've got your inside and your outsides that are really nice and flowy. Lots of jumps that aren't that easy to get, jumps that are easy to get. It's just unreal. I really like the dirt. the way the texture looks on the dirt, just everything about this track, honestly, the whole way it meshes in together. This is just definitely my favourite track. I keep coming back every time I get on MX bikes. This is the track that I load up, and I do, I could do hundreds of laps around this track and on my own as well, and just enjoy it. I don't know why I like it so much. I just seem to really like everything about it. Really good job to the track designer for doing this one. It's unreal. So there you go. There's my top 5 favourite tracks in MX bikes. Hopefully you guys agree. If you don't agree, drop a comment of what tracks your top 5 would be, and go download these and enjoy it. Let me know what you think. See ya.